Hey everyone, I'm Robert Tomlinson, Commissioner of the USA eBaseball Power League, and welcome to the USA eBaseball Power League Roundup Show for the Summit Series Quarterfinals. Yes, indeed, it is playoff time in the EPL. We had 4 fantastic matchups to open the postseason slate this past week, with 4 teams making it to the semifinals. Would we see some upsets? Would we see some close games? Stay tuned to find out. But first of all, to get you caught up before we take a look at what happened in the quarterfinals, let's take a look at the bracket for the Summit Series playoffs and talk a little bit about how the postseason works. In the Summit Series playoffs, the top 8 teams by record face off in a bracket-style format to determine the champion of the USA eBaseball Power League. The quarterfinal and semifinal rounds are both best of 3 series, while the Summit Series is a best of 5 series. Whoever wins the Summit Series championship will get an automatic berth to the ePremier 12 USA Finals, which will happen October 25th in North Carolina. However, if YG, our regular season champion, is the Summit Series champion, the slot in the ePremier 12 USA Finals will go to the Summit Series runner-up. The 4 matchups in the quarterfinals are as follows. Number 1 seed YG's Green Revolution will take on the number 8 seed iPump Plastics Lost City Monarchs. The number 2 seed Zumikaku's North Shore Honu take on number 7 seed MC Skills' Crowhoppers. The number 3 seed B Feral 10's Philadelphia Bandits will take on number 6 seed Penguin Pouch's Soda Beer Sunrise. And finally, number 4 seed Compass's Space City Comets will take on number 5 seed Sir Bacon Bits' North Pole No Socks. Alright, those are some banger quarterfinal matchups right there. And let's start our recap with the number 4 seed taking on the number 5 seed. It's not every day you play an opponent in the USA eBaseball Power League for 2 consecutive weeks. However, for our first 2 competitors today, that is exactly what happened. Compass's Space City Comets and Sir Bacon Bits' North Pole No Socks played each other just last week in the final week of the regular season, which in essence was a matchup that was more so for seeding than for anything else really. In that series, the Comets took 2 of 3 from the No Socks, thanks to timely hitting and some clutch moments. The Space City Comets are a fairly balanced team in terms of offense and pitching, but they're facing one of the stingiest pitching staffs in the No Socks, who gave up the fewest runs in the entire league in the regular season, but also scored the fewest amount of runs among playoff teams. Would the No Socks buck this trend and make a run to the semifinals? Or would the Comets' contact-focused offense come away with the series? Let's take you out to Crown Diamond for our first quarterfinals of the Summit Series playoffs. We pick it up in the bottom of the first, runner on second, 2 outs for Taiji Simon against Mamoru Ikari, and that is Simon lining it into left center field. That would score the first run of the game, putting the Space City Comets up 1-0. Still in the bottom of the first, runner on second with 2 outs, and Maximum Christine lining that one to left center field just out of the stretch of Yabe. That brought in another run to make it 2-0 Comets. Bottom of the third now, runner on first, nobody out for Raigo. He drives it into right center field. Tenoji on the run. He had no chance at it from the beginning. That would score the runner all the way from first, just ahead of the throw to make it a 3-0 ball game. Then, bottom of the third, good jump there by the Comets, and a base hit from Sabari. Strong throw from Tenoji, not in time, 4-0 Comets. Still bottom third, 2 outs, runner on second, Azuma with a ground ball up the middle. Tenoji, once again, has a great arm, but the throw home! This time it's in time to get Sabari to end the inning. Still 4-0 as we go top of the 6th, Yabe facing Simon, lining it into center field for a base hit. So the North Pole No Socks trying to get something going. Next batter, Takino. Stolen base attempt, and he's in there safely. So Yabe with a stolen base, now an 0-2 count on Takino. and a ground ball to second moves the runner to third. So runner on third, runner 90 feet away, Kirigane pops out with 1 out. Then, with 2 outs, Tenoji, ground ball up the middle, Azuma, good stop, good throw, gets Tenoji just in time to end the threat. Top of the 7th, Go at the plate with Ogoe on first, and he grounds into the 6-4-3. Bottom 7, Ome facing off with Kaoru Zento, floats one into left field. Ogoe not even really close to it, but a good throw from Yabe gets him at second. Bottom 7, 2 outs. It didn't really matter in the end because Tetsuo Toi with a solo homer into center field to make it a 5-0 ball game. Then the top of the 9th, Takano against Daigagetsu trying to get something going. Azuma flubs the grounder briefly. That would be an E6, but it would not matter. Runner on third with 2 outs for Ogoe. He lines out to Ome to end the ball game. And the Space City Comets take Game 1 of this quarterfinals, 5-0 the final. Game 2, Space City looking for the sweep against the No Sox. Pick this one up in the top of the 1st. Tetsuo Toi leading off against Haruto Alba. And he lines it into right center field. Takano with the dive, couldn't quite get it. Toi aggressively going for second, but gets in just ahead of the throw from Tenoji. Next batter, Raigo gets a ground ball. Alba with the throw to third, could not get the runner there, but he is still out at first. Couple batters later, runner on third, 2 outs. Taiji Simon lines out to Oyama to end the inning. So we pick it up bottom of the 1st now. Takano at the plate gets a ground ball right off of the pitcher. Otome has a tough throw, but still manages to get him. A good play there. Top of the 2nd, Azuma with a little floater, but Ogoe with the jumping catch, catching the runner off base for the double play. But later in the inning, 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. Runner goes, but then the runner from third mistakenly goes out on the base paths to end the inning. Top 3rd, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out for Kamakari. Lines it up the middle for a base hit. That would bring in the first run of the game. 1-0 Comets in the 1st. Then, a little later on, Simon would pick off the runner off of 1st, and then they would catch the runner on 3rd in a rundown to get a double play pickoff to end the inning. Bottom of the 5th, No Sox with a runner on 1st, nobody out. Gobu swings and misses, and Go caught stealing. Top of the 6th, Raigo pops it up to second. Oyama makes the play. Runner on 1st thought they were going to let it drop, but nothing doing there. Bottom of the 6th, fly ball into left field off the bat of Takano, but a great sliding catch there by Raigo to end the threat there. Bottom of the 7th, still 1-0 Go with a runner on 3rd. The tying run on 3rd could not bring him home. Pops out to end the inning. Then, top of the 8th, Comets with the bases loaded, 1 out. Raigo drops the bunt and gets in the 2nd run to make it 2-0. No Sox trying to come back in the bottom of the 9th. Kirigane launching a mistake pitch into center field to make it a 2-1 ball game, but it was a little, too late for the No Sox. Bottom 9, 2 outs, runner on 1st, and a pop out to the catcher ends it, and the season for the No Sox. Compass and the Space City Comets sweep their way into the semifinals. 2-1 the final score. They win the series 2-0. Our next matchup has a pair of teams that can light up the scoreboard at any time they so choose. B. Farrell 10's third-seeded Philadelphia Bandits came into the playoffs hitting the most home runs out of any team in the league, with 34 of them. Nice number. While Penguin Pouch's 6th-seeded Soderbeer Sunrise finished the regular season with a whopping 126 runs scored, far and away the best mark in the league. However, both teams do have some weaknesses the other can exploit. For the Sunrise, it's consistency. There have been times their offense can and has run cold throughout the season. Meanwhile, for the Bandits, it's been run prevention. Their 57 runs against were tied for last among all playoff participants with MC Scales' Crowhoppers and was in the middle of the pack during the regular season. Either way, this series promised a lot of firepower. But the question is, did that happen? Let's find out and take you to Crown Diamond for game number 1 between the Bandits and the Sunrise. Bottom of the first, nobody on with 1 out for Yutaro Hino for the Bandits. Lines it up the middle. It goes under the glove of Morales and goes behind everybody. Hino would be running for days, and he gets into third safely with a single E8. Then, next batter, Ryo Tomazawa grounds it to short. Odagiri with the throw to first in time. The runner scores from first to make it 1-0. Bottom 2, Kagayaki at the plate. Runner on second with 1 out. Gets a base hit into right field. Ogane with the throw. It's cut off, and the throw to second is in time, but the run comes in to score to make it 2-0. And Reibukai would dominate from there, striking out Kiyomoto in the top of the second. Then in the top of the third, Odagiri with a runner on first grounds into a 4-6-3 double play. And then, top of the fifth, Naito. Bit of a mirror play. 6-4-3 double play. Reibukai would have some strong innings in this one. Bottom of the seventh, 2 on, 2 out for Kurama. A little bit of a threat there for the Bandits, but fizzles out with a ground ball to second. Top of the eighth, Kiyomoto at the plate against Reibukai. Hits a high fly ball into center field. Kurama going back, tries to jump, can't get it. And that would be a 1-out double for Kiyomoto. So maybe a little bit of something going for the Sunrise. But a couple batters later, Kiyomoto on third with 2 outs. Ogane pops out to the catcher to retire the side. Then in the top of the ninth, 2 outs. Kyle Morales at the plate. Gets a little floater into center field for a base hit. So perhaps a 2-out rally for the Sunrise, try to get back in this. Well, next batter, Susumu Ikari grounds it to short on what would be the final out, but Choji Bando at first drops the ball, keeping the Sunrise alive. Then that brings up Papillon in the first pitch to at bat. Line drive into left field for a base hit. That scored a run, and now all of a sudden things getting interesting. 2-1, top 9, 2 outs for Red. And then he lines the first pitch to Tomazawa to end it. And the Bandits survive game 1. Final score 2-1. Reibukai going 8 innings, giving up just the 1 unearned run. Bandits up 1-0. Game number 2, Bandits looking for the sweep against the Sunrise. And it started early for the Bandits. Yutaro Hino, second batter of the game, blasts it to center for a home run. 1-0. Bomb first, bases loaded, 1 out for the Sunrise. Papillon grounds it to second to bring in the runner from third to tie up the ball game at 1. Then the bottom of the second, Kyle Morales with Owate on second, lines it into left center for a base hit. Owate scores easily, and that made it a 2-1 Sunrise lead. Bandits would try to get back in this. Top of the third, Choji Bando. First and second, nobody out, pops out to the catcher. Then next batter, Hino pops it up again to the catcher. Infield fly rule call. So first and second, nobody out, and they flub it. Tomazawa lining out to second to end the threat. Bottom of the fourth, Ogane at the plate facing Kurama. Gets a little floater to short. Tomazawa going out, makes the jumping play. A fantastic play there. Bottom 5, runner on third with 2 outs for the Sunrise. A little bit of an adventurous ground ball there for Reibukai at first, but makes the play. Top 7, bases loaded, nobody out. And a ground ball by Kagayaki ties the game, scores the runner from third. Then, next batter, Kadaira lines it into right field. Ogane can't make the dive. That would score both of the runners on base, making it a 4-2 lead for the Bandits. It would be a triple for the batter. And now bring up Tamar, grounds it to the left side, gets through for a base hit. That would make it a 5-2 game. And then Choji Bando, 2-run homer to center field, a 6-run inning for the Bandits to make it 7-2. Now the Sunrise trying to get back in this. Red lining it into center field. Kurama could not get it with a runner on first and nobody out. That would score the runner on base, and that would make it a 7-3 ball game. Sunrise within 4. Bottom 7 still. Runner on second, 1 out for Papillon. Grounds it up the middle, gets it just past Tomazawa at short. That would score another run to make it 7-4, but Papillon out at second. Bottom 9, 2 outs. Last chance for the Sunrise against Allen Raven, and red grounds out to end it. And the Philadelphia Bandits sweep the series against the Soda Beer Sunrise 7-4 the final in Game 2. This series might have been one of the most highly anticipated of the playoffs once it was confirmed to be the matchup. The winner of the regular season title, YG's Green Revolution, taking on the team that just barely made it into the playoffs, iPump Plastics' Lost City Monarchs. But just because the seeds say one thing doesn't mean it's a done deal on who's going to win. This is a rematch of a huge Week 7 matchup in the regular season where all 3 games were won by YG by just 1 run. However, iPump was looking for revenge in the playoffs. Both players have excelled at hitting in the past, but only one would make a trip to the semifinals. Who would it be? Let's find out who it was by going out to Crown Diamond for Game 1 between the Green Revolution and the Lost City Monarchs. Picked this one up in the top of the second, first and third, 2 outs. Monarchs threatening, but Yoamori grounds out on a broken bat to second to end that threat. But it would be the Monarchs getting on the board first in this one. Top of the fourth, 1 out, nobody on. Nubis with a big fly into right center field for the first run of the game to make it 1-0. But the very next inning, the first pitch of the very next half inning, Sendo driving it deep center field. Garcia back, runs out of room. Solo shot to tie it up at 1. Green Revolution trying to get the lead. First and third, 2 outs. But ground ball to short ends the inning off the bat of Sayeki. They would go all the way to the bottom of the ninth, still tied at 1, 2 outs, runners on first and second, a base hit up the middle. Garcia with throwing F with the throw home, but this time it's on line to get Saiga at the plate. This one went into extras, top 10, bases loaded, 1 out, a swing and a miss for strike 3, and a tag out on the base paths to end that threat for the Monarchs. Bottom 10, first and second, nobody out. Haitani with a fly ball in the right field. Saga lining up. Runner on second, tries for third, but Saga guns them down at third. So, top 11, first and third, 2 outs. Garcia with a base hit in the right field. That gave them a 2-1 lead. But the Green Revolution never say die. Sayeki and Tanakayama on base. First and second, 1 out, and a line drive into left center field to lead off the inning. Ties this ball game at 2. Still on the bottom of the 11th. First and second, 1 out for Myojin. Grounds it to short. Amori with a great toss to Yakiman 5 for the first out. Then to Naito for the double play. So we go top of the 12th. First and second, 1 out. A little floater. But Sayeki lays out to make the play and save a run. Bottom 12. Still tied at 2. Ground ball off the bat. Goes to second for 1, the relay in time, and the Revolution's threat fizzles out. This was 2-2 going into the 14th, then Yoamori grounds out into an RBI, making it 3-2. But bottom 14, Sayeki at the plate gets a perfect pitch from Yamino into left field, an aggressive send for home, the throw from Nijima up the line, tied at 3. Then the top of the 15th, first and second, nobody out. Fukuya dotted up by Myojin out of the bullpen. Then the next batter, Iwao Saga, ground ball to second. Great flip to Tanakayama, then to Honba for the double play. So one more chance in the bottom of the 15th, and Minazuki grounds out. So that was the maximum allotted number of innings. So we had to go to a 16th inning. In the top of the first, 2 outs, bases loaded for the Monarchs. A line out to first, and then 2 outs. In the bottom of the 16th inning, Yuto Saiga popping it up into right field for the game-winning hit. And in 16 innings, the Green Revolution take Game 1 4-3 over the Monarchs. So, the Revolution looking to sweep here in game number 2, but could they? Bottom of the third, 2 outs, runner on third for Garcia against Amazaki, and a little seeing eye single gives the Monarchs an early 1-0 lead, but from then on, it was all revolution. Top of the 6th, runner on second, 1 out for Sayeki. Line drive into center field. Garcia, no chance to get that one. That would bring in the runner from second, making it a 1-1 tie game. Then, in the top of the 7th, Komodo at the plate against Harrison Onishi, blasted into left field. Perfectly placed PCI for the home run to make it 3-1. And then top 9 to add some insurance. Remy Shido going yard into right center, making it 5-1. Then the bottom of the 9th, Fukuya against Hakata looking to close it out. Grounds out to first, and the Green Revolution sweep their way to the semis. 5-1 the final in Game 2. Finally today, some might call it negative momentum. Some may call it a choke. But no matter how you slice it, Zumikaku's North Shore Honu did not exactly end the regular season on a particularly strong note for them. Losing 2 of 3 to a formidable Purple Hurricane squad knocked the Honu from their longtime perch atop the league and handed the regular season title over to YG on the final day of the regular season. Despite losing out on the automatic qualifier to North Carolina, Zumikaku is still hungry for that other automatic qualifier, a Summit Series championship, which would be his second in a row. However, standing in his way in the quarterfinals was MC Scales' Crowhoppers, a very, very scrappy team who won 2 of 3 against the Honu back in the Week 5 doubleheader week. They come in as the underdog of the league, having the lowest run differential of all playoff teams, and they could make some noise if all went right for them. It was sure to be a classic quarterfinal matchup to determine who plays B. Farrell in the semifinals, and it certainly delivered. For the final time today, let's take you out to Crown Diamond for the North Shore Honu taking on the Crowhoppers. We pick it up in the bottom of the 2nd. Yashima at the plate, runner on first, 1 out, gets a base hit up the middle. That would put runners on first and second for an early scoring opportunity. And then Sakuma grounds into the 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. So the Honu get nothing there, but they would get something in the bottom of the 3rd. Takimoto with a runner on second and 2 outs, gets a base hit up the middle, and the run would score just ahead of a wide throw from Sakigake, 1-0 Honu. Then Asa would take it from there. Akiak at the plate for the Crowhoppers, gets a little chopper back to the mound. Good throw in time by Asa. Asa also got a little bit lucky in this one. Top of the 6th, 3-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss on a meatball by Kazaki. Would have been a homer if he had connected. And then eventually the next pitch, ground ball to get the out. So the Crowhoppers would not score. We go top 7. Runner on first, 1 out for Hebeshima. Ikari taking off. Sakuma going out in the left center field for the Honu, makes the over-the-shoulder grab for a big out there. But later on in the inning, Takarazuka would get a little floater into center field, and that would put runners on first and third with 2 outs for the Crowhoppers. So a bit of a scoring opportunity now for the visitors. For Renaga at the plate, would get the ground ball up the middle, but Sakuma with a diving stop throws to first in time. What a defensive inning for Sakuma. Bottom of the 8th, Takimoto up the middle for the Honu, but a good defensive play there by Hebeshima with the nice backhand throw. So top 9, 2 outs, last chance for the Crowhoppers. Mamoru Ikari, Afro Ikari at the plate, gets a base hit into left field just in front of Shiroi. Then, next batter, Hebeshima on a 2-2 pitch, takes the curveball from Kareba into left field. Momentum will send Ikari to third. Runners on first and third, 2 outs, tying run 90 feet away for Takarazuka. And Reiji Ino gets the strikeout to end the ball game. And the Honu take game 1, 1-0. Asa, 6 strong innings. Takimoto and Hoshijora, 2 hits on the day for the winners. We go to game number 2 between the Crowhoppers and the North Shore Honu. Honu looking for the sweep. Crowhoppers looking to stay alive. Honu would cash in early. Top of the 1st and third with 1 out. Asa with a fly ball in the center field. Sakigake makes the play, but the animation not that advantageous for the Crowhoppers. It would be a sac fly to make it 1-0. Bottom of the first, runner on first with one out for Afro Ikari, gets the ground ball to third. Throw is in time, but it advances to third on the play. So, runner on third with 2 outs for Hebashima, but he grounds out to short to end the scoring threat. So the Crowhoppers get nothing in the inning. Top of the third, Asa at the plate, first and second, 1 out. Gets a 4-3 double play as the runner tagged out on the base pass. Bottom of the third, big scoring opportunity for the Crowhoppers, first and second with 2 outs for Takarazuka. And they line it into left center field, splitting the outfielders. That would score 1, but would it score 2? Sakuma's throw home, high, and safe. 2-1, Crowhoppers on top. Then, top of the fifth, Mamoru Ikari would settle in. Yashima striking out to end the inning there. Then, bottom of the fifth, chance for insurance runs for the Crowhoppers. First and third with 2 outs, but a pop-out ends that threat. Top of the eighth, 2-1. Still, Takimoto with a base hit up the middle just over the head of Hebashima at second. That would put runners on first and third with 2 outs for the Honu for Kazuki Ichijo. And Ichijo would float it just through the right side of the infield. And that would make it a 2-2 ball game. Throw to third, just not in time. Bottom of the ninth, though. Crowhoppers trying to walk it off. Kazaki at the plate facing Asnable. Gets a base hit into left field. That would put runners on first and second. And then the very next batter, Ryuji Sakigake, would end this ball game. Base hit up the middle, and it gets past the center fielder Yashima. 3-2 the final score. Crowhoppers force a game 3 on the walk-off double by Sakigake. Ikari with 6 strong innings with a couple of strikeouts. So we go to game 3. Honu trying to avoid the upset by the Crowhoppers. Crowhoppers trying to move on to the semifinals. Top of the first and second, 2 outs for the Crowhoppers. Takarazuka grounds out to short to end that threat. Then, bottom of the first, Sakuma at the plate facing Hibino gets a line drive into right field, but Takarazuka lets it get under their glove. And that would be extra bases for Sakuma to lead off the inning. And they would eventually cash in on that misplay by Takarazuka. Asa, with 2 outs, gets the base hit up the middle, an aggressive send against the strong arm of Sakigake, but the throw not in time. 1-0 Honu. Top of the second, Karasuma on the mound, Tamaguchi with runners on second and third, gets a chopper right back to the pitcher to end that threat. Bottom of the second, Sakuranomiya at the plate for the Honu, gets a little floater in the left center field. That would bring in a second run for the Honu to make it 2-0 in the second. Then, bottom of the third, bases loaded, nobody out. Shiroi facing Kaede Yukino gets a base hit into center field. Another aggressive send from Zumikaku brings in a second run to make it 4-0 in the third. And then Karasuma would settle in from there. First pitch to Takarazuka, gets a ground ball. Sakuma showing why they're a Gold Glove candidate in the league with that great defensive play. Then, Shiroi in the bottom of the fourth gets a base hit into center field. That would bring in a 5th run. Honu up 5-0. Top of the 8th now. Crowhoppers with a big chance to score first and third with 2 outs, but Mamoru Ikari would fly out to center field. And then one last chance for the Crowhoppers. Nanook Akiak at the plate. Karasuma looking for the complete game. And he gets the ground ball to short to end it. And the number 2 seed North Shore Honu, Zumikaku, moving on to the semifinals, winning the series 2-1 and winning game 3 5-0. All right, folks. Well, what an exciting series that was. Some very exciting series all the way around in the quarterfinals. And with that, our top 4 teams have all made it to the semifinals. Let's take a look and see which matchups we will see in this week's semifinal action. Going into the semifinals of the Summit Series playoffs, we'll have one rematch from a previous regular season matchup and a matchup between players we have not seen yet this season. In the top half of the bracket, we have number 1 seed YG's Green Revolution taking on number 4 seed Compass's Space City Comets. This is a rematch of a Week 3 matchup, in which the Green Revolution took 2 of 3 from Compass, including a 7-0 2-inning Mercy Rule game. We'll see if YG can make it to the finals, or if Compass can pull off the upset. In the bottom half of the bracket, we have number 2 seed Zumikaku's North Shore Honu, taking on number 3 seed B Feral 10's Philadelphia Bandits. These players have not yet faced off this season, but both players have said they look forward to playing each other, so we'll see who comes out on top. And don't forget though, if YG wins their semifinal against Compass, this Honu Bandits series will essentially be a matchup for a spot in the E-Premier 12 USA Finals. Alright, so only 3 more matchups to go until our champion is crowned. Who will it be? Tune in next week to find out who makes it to the Summit Series Championship. Until then, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. I've been Robert Tomlinson, Commissioner of the USA eBaseball Power League. Have a great day, everybody, and remember, ball go far.